and for what you're doing to help small businesses grow in every corner of this country. Unfortunately, as Administrator Loeffler pointed out, those small businesses are struggling like millions of families all across America. Why? So that the Democrats can get leverage. Who knows who they want leverage over? They can't articulate it. They've laid out $1.5 trillion wish list of crazy items like giving taxpayer-funded health care to illegals. In their bill to give that taxpayer funding to illegals, they actually gut rural health care. Democrats gut $50 billion out of rural health care. They want to talk about health care? They're the ones making it harder. And of course, they don't want anybody to remember facts. Facts like when we moved the working families tax cut through this Congress. Unfortunately, not a single Democrat wanted to support that because it involved preventing a tax increase. The party that's now gone all the way over, full bore into socialism. As the speaker talked about, Hakeem Jeffries is now all in for the socialist agenda of Mandami. He is the head of their party now. When he gets elected mayor of New York, he's given the marching orders to the rest of the Democrats. And they want to raise taxes on everybody. They call you rich. Anybody who works for a living is going to be rich, and they're going to raise your taxes to get government-run grocery stores and the lunacy that comes with that. That's the Democrat agenda. It's not about improving health care because, again, in their own alternative bill, they want to gut rural health care. You know what else they work to do? In the working families tax cut, we had a provision that would have lowered premiums by 11%, according to CBO. It was scored to lower premiums on families. It's called CSR. You can go look it up. It's something that has been out there as an idea for a long time. We actually put it into bill language and text and passed it through the House. But Democrats went and used a parliamentary maneuver under the Byrd rule to get that removed because they don't care about families. They don't care that that provision would have absolutely lowered premiums by double digits for families who are paying too much for health care. And then not only did they get it removed, Democrats in the Senate bragged, still to this day on their website, bragged that they removed it. They want to tell you it's about health care? It's not. They really told you what it's about. It's about getting leverage, showing off to their radical Marxist socialist base that they're fighting Donald Trump because they're still angry about the results of the November election. And in the meantime, real families are struggling. Every day the number grows higher. Yesterday, Senator Gallego went on to meet the press. And he was asked when Democrats would reopen the government. And he said, quote, "I'm not looking at a timetable. I'm looking at everyone's personal pocketbooks." Now, Senator Gallego, you ought to be looking at the pocketbooks of those single moms who right now are facing losing their WIC payments, facing losing their SNAP payments. And if Senator Gallego's not sure how many people that is, we've been told by the administration how many people will stand to lose real benefits, SNAP benefits, food stamps for kids. 42 million people will lose those benefits in just a few days. Senator Gallego, look at their pocketbooks. WIC, Women, Infants, and Children program, helps feed 7 million low-income moms and infants. Senator, go look at those pocketbooks. And who knows what your real motivation is. But I'll tell you what their motivation is. Their motivation is just to put food on their table for their kids. And every Republican and Democrat, every Republican in the House and Senate voted yes to put that food on the table. And Democrats keep voting no. They keep voting to shut the government down. And it's having an impact on millions of people. Head Start, which is a program that funds education and nutrition services for 800,000 kids under the age of 6. You hear this theme over and over again now. Who the Democrats are using for leverage and hurting is kids and nutrition programs. That's who they've chosen to target. And it's real harm and real pain that they're causing. But then it gets even bigger. Just today, the American Federation of Government Employees, large union, came out and said, quote, "It's time to pass a clean, continuing resolution and end this shutdown today. No half measures and no gamesmanship." And the union went on to say today, quote, "Because when the folks who serve this country are standing in line for food banks after missing a second paycheck because of this shutdown, they aren't looking for partisan spin. They're looking for the wages they earned. The fact that they're being cheated out of it is a national disgrace." And they're right. It's a national disgrace what Democrats are doing to good, hardworking people, to women, infants, and children who are just looking to this town and saying, what are these Democrats doing? What happened to your father's Democrat Party? It's a mirage of what it used to be because the socialists have taken over. This is what Marxism and socialism looks like. Government workers standing in food bank lines, children going without food, and Head Start nutrition programs so that Democrats can use you as leverage. It's a national disgrace, and it needs to end now. We stand ready to get that job done. We voted to get that job done. It's time they stop playing this game that's harming millions of people.
At a press briefing on Monday, House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, Republican Louisiana, accused Democrats of embracing socialist policies and aligning with NYC mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani, D., during the ongoing government shutdown. Scalise stated that Democrats are leveraging the shutdown to advance their radical agenda, focusing on a $1.5 trillion bill that includes provisions for taxpayer-funded health care for undocumented immigrants, while also gutting rural health care programs by $50 billion. He criticized the bill, stating that it worsens health care for rural Americans, particularly those who rely on vital services. Scalise further argued that the Democrats' actions are not genuinely about improving health care, but rather about gaining leverage and catering to their socialist base. He pointed to the removal of provisions in the working families tax cut, which would have reduced premiums for families, as an example of Democrats' neglect of the middle class in favor of their political goals. The House Majority Leader emphasized that Democrats are pushing for higher taxes on working families, citing their support for initiatives like government-run grocery stores. He accused the Democratic Party of being overtaken by socialism, with their actions reflecting Marxist ideologies that harm hard-working Americans. Scalise also took issue with comments made by Senator Go, who reportedly expressed that he was more concerned about personal pocketbooks than the struggling families affected by the shutdown. He pointed out the real consequences for Americans, particularly those relying on essential services like SNAP benefits, WIC programs, and Head Start education, all of which are at risk during the shutdown. The American Federation of Government Employees weighed in, urging the passage of a clean, continuing resolution to end the shutdown, emphasizing the struggles of government workers who are missing paychecks and turning to food banks to survive. Scalise concluded his remarks by condemning the Democrats for using vulnerable populations, like children, women, and government employees, as pawns in their political games. He called for an immediate end to the shutdown, urging Democrats to stop playing politics with people's lives.